Attorneys from the Bryant Law Center, our guest on this edition of Local 6 Legal Line. The Honorable Mark Bryant in the middle, followed by Austin Kennady to my far left, taking your questions regarding car wrecks or personal injury. If you've got those, they'll answer those as well. 1-888-208-6946. And we have a question from Jennifer, who says, what if the person who caused my wreck doesn't have enough insurance to pay me? What can I do about that?
Let me take that one. When I go out and I make speeches to bar associations and to trial lawyers groups, I can't tell you enough how many times we discuss the fact that people need more insurance. We're not in the insurance business, but we know in Kentucky all you got to have is $25,000 worth of insurance, and that is just not enough for hardly any kind of case that might come through. It's not at all unusual anymore to have $1 million in medical expenses, and if the person that hits you's only got $25,000 and you don't have that to cover it, then you're out of luck, because all you can do is sue them, and if they don't have any money, and most people that just have $25,000 worth of insurance don't have enough to cover whatever your expenses might be. So look at your underinsured and your uninsured motorist claims in your clause in your insurance contract, and you need to up it, because you need to up your PIP. Routinely is $10,000, but that's personal injury protection, and if you can up that to $75,000, that money automatically comes to you for lost wages, medical expenses, and it doesn't have to prove fault or anything like that. That would come automatically. So go to your insurance agent and talk to them about your insurance policy and get more insurance in case you have a wreck with somebody, somebody else's fault, but still, if all they've got is a minimum amount of insurance, you're going to be hurting.
I have a question from Katie out of Reedland, and she says her mother was killed in a car wreck, and we certainly offer our condolences for that. She wants to know, can the other party come at my family for the accident?
Well, I definitely need some more information. I'm a little confused exactly on who is at fault. If your mother, I'm sorry for her passing, but if she was at fault and she injured somebody, then what they're going to do is they're going to go after your mother's insurance or the insurance of the vehicle that she was in. If there's not a sufficient coverage, like Mark was just talking about, then they could potentially make a claim against the estate. In which case, there's, I guess, far-reaching effects if that were to happen. But it sounds like it's one of those things where you've got a lot of things going on here, and probably time to grieve. But it's also probably time to consider talking to a lawyer here in the near future.
I have a question regarding workers' compensation. Austin, this might be up your alley as well. This person says, work comp sent me to one of their doctors who evaluated me and says I needed no further treatment and I can go back to work. Now, my doctor says I still need surgery. What should I do about this?
And this happens far too often. It really puts the person in a bad spot, because if work comp does that, there's nothing they can have to pay at that point for right now until you get a judge's decision. At the same time, your treating doctor's telling you that you need to have surgery. So you have one or two options, basically. You can either file the claim with the Department of Workers' Claims, in which case you're talking about maybe 6 to 8 months before you get a decision. And if you get a favorable decision, work comp will then be responsible for paying on that surgery. But a lot of people can't wait 6 to 8 months. I mean, they're in a lot of pain. They need to have the surgery. So the second thing to do would be to try to put on your health insurance. Now, if you put on your health insurance, obviously they're going to have a right to subrogation or reimbursement if you are able to collect via settlement or judgment later on. But it really puts people in a difficult spot. I see it far too often. I strongly encourage you to call a work comp lawyer and call our office. I'll be happy to talk with you, and we can see if there's something we can do. But it is a difficult situation all around.
Part 1 of Legal Line is history. We're looking at Part 2 coming up on the other side of the break. More questions for the attorneys from the Bryant Law Center when we come back on WPSD Local 6 Midday.